Hello, boils and ghouls. It is Rob Sachetto in the studio. How y'all doing tonight? It has been a little while since I was here last, but nonetheless, we're here to do more zombie art. Yeah, I was feeling under the weather. Didn't want to make it worse by overextending my vocal cords and things of that nature. So I figured I'd take an extra kind of day to. I still have a bit of a nasal thing. I don't know if it's allergies or I have some sort of mild cold, but something's there. Something's there. But I'm feeling a little better. I thought we would continue doing these zombie portraits, part two of the zombie portraits, and of course zombie drawings from scratch. We got some of those kicking around, the color ones. So we could maybe work on those. We got tons of zombie pinup divas to do, which, man, I got to hustle, man. I think I've got like 16 left to do before the 1100th milestone this Halloween. So I have to get these done. I have to get a bunch done. So yes, I have even drawn a few new ones too. So that's a new one there. Oh, and this is another zombie from scratch. So yeah, we can work on that too. In between things. There's lots to do. I like a lot of things on the go, right? I like a lot of things on the go so I can switch. So I can duck and weave. If I don't feel like inking or if I don't feel like creating or whatever, I always have something to go to, you know what I mean? So I'm always on. Like, we don't ever stop drawing around here. Yeah, it's true. So, yes, and of course, I draw also when, the camera's off too. Like, I could theoretically have a live stream every night, but, like, would you really want to see me that much, man? Like, yeah, I think, you get kind of tired of it, right? So, yeah, I have them every couple of days. It's probably better. Give you a break. Give you a break from my madness, Because I'll do it, I swear to God. I'll do it. No, I think that would be too. Because I don't talk I don't talk out loud that much when I'm alone, right? Or when there's no live stream going, right? So yeah, what was I looking for here? Oh yeah, okay. His actual. So this is the individual who's getting zombified. So I did this zombification on another photo, continued to use this as reference. This is how I do it, man. This is how I do it. And then transfer it to the watercolor paper. And in this case, and again, I can tell my voice is not great. In this case, the fan asked for a more simplistic look that I had done for him before. So again, these are like sort of not the typical zombie portraits, but zombie portraits nonetheless, right? So because I'm doing them, right? So and here's another, and we're gonna what I'm basically doing at this point right now is I'm starting to ink and finish the one that offers the most challenges. That's the toughest one to do. So I usually do those first to get those out of the way, and then go and do the simpler, easier ones after the first one is already sort of taking my energy. But again, you have you concentrate on this stuff, you get this sort of done, and then I think you feel a lot more free, not having to think about it anymore. So you're onto the other ones, right? The sort of easier ones. The ones that aren't so demanding and I got to use this different style. I have to try to figure out how to do that texture because that's different, So, yeah, you got to do all the problem solving things. So I usually do those first to get those out of the way, because they're the hardest. Yeah. And that's the way I do stuff. You might do it completely different. You might wait till the end where you've like, oh, okay, I've really thought about it, and that, like, there's different ways to do it, right? There's different ways to sort of, get work done. So, And guys, if you didn't know, I invented zombie portraits back in 2006, which means next year is the 20th anniversary of Zombie Portraits. The 20th anniversary of Zombie Portraits. Hi, I'm Rob Cicciretto. And so it's a big deal because, man, 20 years. So, I'm going to be celebrating that. I hope you guys can join me and have fun and watch me draw on the anniversary day or whatever. I'm going to be probably drawing anyway, so I'll probably do a live stream that day as well. So yes, looking forward to that. And guys, with your help, which, oh my goodness, I cannot believe the subscribers, wow, guys, thank you so much. It's overwhelming. Like, I can't believe how close we are to, like, getting to the sort of first, big tier of things in the scope of the sort of algorithm stream. You know what I mean? So your just subscribing helps immensely. And if you could subscribe, and if you like the content and you want to see more content, different things. Maybe order a custom for yourself and watch me do it on on a live stream, or anything like that, or a zombie portrait or something, or suggest a thing to zombify, and I'll do it live type of thing. So yeah, I'd love to do those types of things, guys. So shout out if you have any suggestions you'd like to see me kind of do. I think that's I don't know. Is that still too high? Okay, maybe it is. Maybe that's better. Yeah. I'm trying to. Why does it seem kind of? Yeah, I want to get it like on, but then you won't be able to see me kind of do it. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll tuck in here a bit more. Bring that down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that might be good. Maybe this. I just want to get the best angle so you guys can actually see what I'm doing, right? Douche. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for subscribing. As I mentioned, it really, really, really means a lot. And yeah, you do really help me, ascend to the higher levels there. And so I can be in front of more eyes, and I really love that. So thank you so much. Feel like watching me draw zombies? He's the zombie guy. I love that. Call me the zombie guy. I'm the zombie guy. That's good. I've been introduced as the zombie guy to things. Just even in like in public type of thing, and it's just funny when I'm the zombie guy, I guess, to people, which is great. Why wouldn't it be? That's what I do, right? It's what I kind of do the most, right? So. That zombie guy. Oh, you mean that zombie guy? I'm sure people have said, many times. Oh, you mean that zombie guy? Oh, you mean that zombie guy? But yeah, just again trying to get the general uh, uh, main sort of structures and features, so that it very much resembles the person, but in a stylized way with the zombie sort of twist, right? So yes, there is some things involved, in converting the photo to this, So yeah, like I'm going to be using probably this whiteout pen, and hopefully it will work for the stubble, But again, it's going to be sparse. It's going to be sort of. You'll see. I'm leading to that. Yeah, but that was a real problem to solve, because ordinarily, if I was doing a regular zombie portrait, no sweat, like I would try to actually put in all the stubble and everything, as close as I could to the thing. But this is a more simplified version, so I have to kind of do it sparingly, or do it in a way that is, congruent with the rest of the motif, right? Of being more simplistic. So, yeah, just things, just things you think of, right? As you're doing it. So, and again, trying to be very, very, very close to the, original photo. Like, put that little thing in there. I like that. There is a little bit of that kind of texture, and I can really go crazy. But with this, again, I have to hold it back a bit. Hold it back a bit. Just use a different style, basically. Yeah, just use a different style. And that's Kool and the Gang, man. I love that. I love challenges. I love, I know it sounds like the worst thing in the world to an artist, but sometimes I like a kind of curveball and see how I can figure it out. Oh, you're going to pay for it, but oh, you'll pay. Oh, don't think you won't pay. But you'll get you'll see that there was a way I found a way to do it, type of thing. Whatever the request was, because I've kind of done that kind of thing before, the most outlandish, things, I'm kind of able to satisfy folks with, custom wise. So, yeah. And again, I'm not trying to replicate the photo. I'm just trying to imply the photo. As much as possible, in the most simplistic way possible. As I'm doing a stippling effect in the simplest way possible. No, but it's true. There's a very simplistic stippling effect with the brush pen. Again, making it very thick and it's got that thick, thin line, which is a smart line, a very smart line. Yeah. Good. Good. Saw Weapons today. Wow. What a film, man. Oh my goodness. That was awesome. That was a great movie, man. That will someday be in my collection if I can find it, man. That is I love that movie. That was awesome. Instantly fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to say anything about it because but I really liked it. Enough said. That's my line. Stan Lee? He's a zombie. Get him. Get him, kill him, get him, kill him, crush him, get him. Parker. All these things are being conjured up while I'm drawing this because of the simplistic line thing that Romita had going on back when he was doing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. Some of the best, Spider-Man issues ever. Yeah, he had a very copied style too. Romita, John Romita. I wish he did more though. Yeah, what was he doing? Why was he not doing more work? Yeah, that's kind of weird. Because when you look at the other guys, like, around him, they were pumping art out, like, left, right, and center, man. Gil Kane, Jack Kirby, Buscema, John Buscema. Oh, yeah, man, like, those guys are cranking stuff out like crazy. And it seems like Romita didn't really do that much at Marvel. Not as much as I'd like. I loved his work. Like, I loved his style. So now, by the way, guys, I'm really putting in the final kind of touches on this before I start using the different medium, that the stubble maker, which I hope is this. It might not be. It might actually have to be something else, which I've got at the ready. So I'm going to try that. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not going to, like, testing it out on here is not going to, like, do any harm. It's just, yeah. Like, I'm actually going to try it right now, in fact, and see how it goes. Where do I want to do it most? Probably here. Oh, okay. Yeah, that might work. That might work. Douche. I think I got it, douche. Yeah, I think that might work. Or some of this on the edges. Yeah, sparingly, yes. Yeah. Yeah, that works. It works. Yeah, I think that's good. And he does have some, like, black stubble amongst. He's got some pepper amongst the salt. Good sir. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Great photo. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's wonderful. So there we go. This is, again, very punchy, very bold, a far bolder zombie portrait than I normally do. Yeah, but that was at the request of the fan who ordered them, which I was totally fine with. As I mentioned, man, like, I do love a challenge sometimes, or I do like a curveball. You know what I mean, or like a change up. It's all good. It's all zombie portraits, man. So again, I'm putting in some very, very faint, like, but thick, and everything, virtually, and I don't think I'm lying about this, everything is done with the brush pen. Everything. Yeah. No, nothing else. This is just brush pen. Yeah. So I wanted to keep it bold, right? And, yeah. So I might darken the eye. I might darken the what do you call it? The pupil? No, the iris? No, the white part. The white part of the egg. The white part of the eye. The eyeball. Eyeball. It's a joke, son. Yeah, the eyeball. Ralphus the eyeball. I'm getting carried away with myself here. Yeah, anyone who gets that reference, you get a no prize, man. Ralphus the eyeball. So and here's my rationale. Because the eyes are so striking because of the contrast, I want kind of the same thing to happen in reverse here. Right, because I am using that kind of that type of zombie eye, because again it was kind of like the one I'd done before for this fan. So yeah, I wanted to keep that kind of in the same vein, if you will. But yes, have that contrast still kind of there. So it's again very striking. And again, I'm going to put the actual pupil in there. 2, not with a brush pen, but with a number 3. And I'm going to actually use my stencil. Does anyone use these anymore? Probably not. Probably yet. Probably not. I'm not saying, you know what, by no means am I saying I'm the only one who still draws like this, but I think there are fewer and fewer folks who do all the time, and I hope to actually, maybe encourage some of you to draw, because it really does too. It has a very therapeutic effect to kind of calm you type of thing, and I really stand by. I can very much vouch for that. That's what I wanted. There. But I think I'm going to darken it. Yeah, you know what? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. Where was I? Oh my goodness. Yes, I was just putting in a little more of this stubble. And I'm going to ease that out a bit. Round it out a bit. There we go. Yeah, it's got some there. There. Okay. Douche. Don't forget to put your name on it. There we go. And you see how I'm doing the inks. They're bold. Everything's done with the brush pen, again, to make it a lot more bolder and simplistic. Pared down a little bit. Less kinetically detailed and more, what's the word? Economic? A more economical line, using less lines to tell more type of thing. In that drawing structure, style. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing here. And I think I'm going to even add more gray. Is this? Oh yeah, this is a darker gray, isn't it? Yeah, there. Even darker. That's what I've wanted. That's what I would have wanted. There's that. Okay. Good. Always check your source. Yeah. There. Yeah, that's coming. Oh, maybe a little bit more there. Yeah, that ought to be good. Yeah, striking. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put. Oh, you know what? That's not gonna work there. I need. Where is that? Come on now. Where's the pen I'm looking for? Where's the... Okay, you know what? A Sharpie will do. No, that's not. No, I kind of want the pen I want. I want the pen I want. Where? Technical difficulties. Douche. What's going on? What's happening? I had two of them. Oh, it's only right in front of my face. Camouflage, man. Camouflage. It was right there. I'm looking everywhere for it. Douche. There. Here. Yeah. There. Yeah. That's great. Good. And I will put an actual hot spot in the eye to give it just that bit of bing, that little bit of gleam in there. Glebe. That little bit of gleam. And I think you know what? I might give it a bit of a white. I might give it a bit of a treatment. I might give it a bit of a white pencil crayon treatment. Because I feel that's not really gonna affect the detail or boldness of it. It's just gonna give it, I think, a little bit more of a pop. So I think I'm gonna treat it with a white pencil crayon on the nose and brow. Nose and brow. I just created a new beard there. Copyright that. Do it. Write that down. Yeah, nose and brow. Y'all should subscribe just for that. Yes. Yes, guys, if you could subscribe, I would really appreciate that. That would be wonderful. Thank you to all of you who have recently too. Oh my goodness, that is just, that's utterly overwhelming to me. So please, if you're able, if you like the content, if you like to hang around and watch me draw, I got lots of that. I got lots of that going on. And if you like zombies, you like pop culture. All of those words are good words, man. So yeah, if you're interested in doing that, hanging out and watching me draw, yeah, please do join us, and hop on board, man, and come draw, come watch, yeah. Welcome to Buck's Super Stereo world. Now I need some new reference, and this is it. There we go. Okay, so that's gonna be straight up thick lines for the hair. Yeah, for the hair. Look at my hair. I had hair once. Yeah. I had a long flowing mane. Yeah. It's so funny. It's so funny. you know what? The one thing that I wish, like, okay, I'm bald. I don't care. I actually don't give a shit. But I wish I were like actually super bald, where my hair just stopped growing, and I didn't have to shave it anymore ever, and not have a skirted egg. Like, that's what I wish. I wish I was super bald like that. Like, you know, give me one or the other, man. Don't give me this like cheap, you know, old making look. As soon as it starts to grow there, I look, you know, 10, 15 years older, man. It's off. It's awful. It's awful. But yeah, it's just such a pain in the arse. And I always seem to miss when I shave my head. I always seem to miss a little spot. So it looks like I have a mustache back there, man. Yeah, I've got a head stash. Yeah. No, head stash. Don't say his name. It sounds like dirt in your mouth. Yeah. So, yes, it's not fun, man. It's a thing I gotta plan almost, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta make sure I've got time to do that, you know. Thing. Yeah. So here we go with this. Again, this is a new zombie portrait that I'm doing of the 5 that I got this week. This week? End of last week. So I'm finishing them. Nice stroke you had there. So I'm finishing them tonight with all intensive purposes. Intensive purposing. Yeah. As I've heard people say, all intensive. Sorry, there's an OBS studio disconnect. And okay, good. The connection good. All right. Okay, you can go now. All right. You use just alcohol markers. Okay, so I feel like I'm stuck. I can't improve my art. Not that bad, but I want to become a legend. Don't we all? Legends, aren't we all? Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you right from the get-go. Draw from life. Bring a sketchbook everywhere you go. Draw all the time. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are right now. All that matters is your expertise and your just like doing art, like doing art all the time, like drawing all the time. Repetition. I know that sounds crazy, but doesn't sound that arty. But yeah, like, you know, just live, eat, breathe art, man, and draw from life as much as possible, and you'll get there. Then you'll get confident, and then you'll feel, you know, you'll look at other artists that you like. You'll use your life experiences to, you know, all of the things that you are go into your art. So gain more experiences. You know, happiness, sadness, all that stuff counts, man. Everything goes into the act, man. Everything goes into your art. So, you know, go for walks in nature, experience things, go to museums and things like that if you can. Get inspired, man. Get inspired by outside things, like outside of your phone or any kind of electronic device. Like, look at things with your eyes, type of thing. And yeah, bring that sketchbook. Just draw stuff. Don't have to even finish it. It's a sketchbook. It doesn't have to have any. No one's judging anything. You're just you know, doing the best you can at that like moment, you know. So yeah, and draw from life as much as you can. Get life down first, and then you can do whatever you want. You know, master life, and I don't mean master like, you know, Michelangelo, but if you want to go that far, by all means, please do. But I mean, you know, have a real grasp of, you know, the fundamentals, right? That's what I would say. Having been there and done it and continue to do it, you know. I'm not a person who doesn't do the thing anymore. I do the thing. I do the thing that I do that I've always done, and so I could kind of talk about it. It's not like I've done it. I did it before, and I've done it before, man. Like I go back in time and I think of all the art kind of jobs I've done, and it's like, what? How? You know. So yeah, I've been around in so many different facets of art. You know, over the years, like teacher, silk screen studio artist, like just weird stuff, like weird things. You know. So yeah, experiences really really help. And alcohol markers, no. Well, no, these are pigment brush pens. So I don't know what the ink is. It's got to be alcohol based. I think it's got to be. Well, yeah, it doesn't smudge. It doesn't smudge in with water, so or bleed. So I would assume that is some kind of like marker or like that kind of ink. I think. I don't know. But yeah, so again, life experiences all go into the art and all that stuff, man, all that stuff. You know, that's why it's so it's so like individualistic and it's so one of a kind, and there's nothing else like it on earth because we're all different. We're all incredibly different experiences. And things, things like that, right? So, and then the better you get to harness some of that, creative, adding the creative to that, experience that you've had, So yeah. Creativity and stuff. But yes, this again, we're kind of doing very big, thick, and I mean these are going to get much thicker lines in the hair because the hair is very dark, and it's almost just like, yeah, you can see those lines, right? You can see those lines. I'm going to kind of do that where it's like just the outline of the hair in there is illuminated, so to speak. So yeah, like that kind of thing. And then this will be black in here, So I kind of know where I'm going with this, There. Yeah. You were watching me ink. And, I'm kind of inking with a specific bold style. With the brush pen, everything with the brush pen. Everything with the brush pen for these guys. Nothing with the, I'm not doing like super small little detail guys with the pigment liner. I'm not doing those super small lines. It's all brush pen. So, yeah, having a blast with that. I don't really do that often. Like I don't really do the zombie portraits like with this bold style that often, right? So it's fun to do this, see it in a different way, And then it's just another style that if somebody says, oh, can you do that kind of style? I already have an example. And I find a lot of times people don't know something exists until you show them. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds rudimentary, right? That sounds like, wow, obviously. But, like, the thought that, that thing exists, they would never think of that unless you presented it to them. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? It's It's deep stuff. It's deep stuff. He wouldn't understand. Yes. Guys, I hope you're having a great day so far. Week so far. Yeah. What a Monday. Yeah, we're already at the Tuesday. I hope the day started the week out great for you. And just if you're here right now, it's wonderful. If you're here right now, it's wonderful. So Caviar, I hope that I answered your questions there. Feel free to ask any questions anytime. A fan from last live stream that I didn't catch in time. Asked about rollerball pen, and no, none of the pens I use are rollerball pens at all. However, and I think I showed you guys this before, but there's some of it I can't show you because it's very like Clive Barker. I don't think YouTube would appreciate that, and so I have to be careful of what I show you. But okay, I can kind of show you this. So this is a horror story that I did that I wrote and actually drew, and it's all done with ballpoint pen, like Bic ballpoint pen. Okay, like stationary pen, like stationary supply pen. You know, like a writing pen basically. So this was all done with that. This was all done with a ballpoint, like everything, even the backgrounds, everything. You know? So, yeah. Like, what? That's madness. Like, you know, again, and like, the paper's even, like, scored, right? Because of the ballpoint. Like, I had to kind of press really hard, right? Or, you know, continue going, you know. So, yeah, like, even this black box, man, there's only a word balloon in it, you know, but it's in that black box, so you're, like, really paying attention to what he's saying. And that black box is, like, ballpoint pen scratching, man, you know. So, yeah, I've got, like, two whole stories in this style. And I might do a Cape Fear, like another Cape Fear kind of anthology, but those are really adult. Like, there's some really adult stuff in there. So I don't know if and it's a really unsettling horror type way. So I don't know if that would, you know, because I kind of want Cape Fear to be accessible to a lot of people, and I don't want to scar folks, man. Like, that's pretty. I think I want Cape Fear to be more. Although, man, it's getting pretty horror. It's getting pretty horror oriented, though. I can tell you that much. In the second series, it's getting pretty, like, it's very horror oriented. Yeah. So maybe I will. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. But maybe. Because I do want to publish them. You know what? Maybe I'll just do a thing that's not related to Cape Fear and just make a couple new stories. Like a couple new, like, super, like, over the top stories. You know, for you gorehounds. You know, for you, like, ultra gorehounds. Something like, no, maybe not like that, but yeah, like Gore Shriek or whatever, that comic, that anthology. There's been a few, like, really crazy horror anthologies through the years. Veretik had Veretik, or Verotica, or whatever the heck it was called. that Glenn Danzig, Simon Bisley company there. Bisley was doing every title, man, or like they had Liam Sharp and other like Bisley sort of guys doing books, you know, for Glenn Danzig, man. That was a crazy, and sometimes they pop their heads up again and they publish something here and there, I think. Thought I just saw something in a fairly recent previews catalog, which I don't even think exists anymore. Or maybe it does, but I just don't pick it up. Yeah, comics got way out of hand with the pricing, man. Like I don't know who's getting that, but yeah, it's getting way out of hand. So I had to liquefy them. Yeah, I had to get rid of some of them, man. Like some of the titles, and I hated to kind of do it, but plus I've run out of space. I have nowhere to put things anymore. Oh my goodness! So I'm putting these hair strands in. I may cover some of them. I just want to put them in to see which ones work. Yeah, if they all work, they all work. But if I think there's too many of them for the boldness of what this should be. But we'll see. I'm putting them in anyway, and I can take them out because it's going to be black anyway. So, you know, and I might put a couple of brown, just because I noticed there's like, I don't know, a reddish brown maybe in there. There's, I don't know, purple or something. But again, for the sake of the simplicity, I don't want to put too many colors in there, you know, because it's going to draw the eye too much, right? And you don't want that. You don't want that unless you want that. Unless that's what you want, then. But if you don't want that, then you avoid that. So yes. Unless you specifically. That's a thing that a lot of, you know, I think people miss with stuff, with pop culture, things like that. It's like, you know, the things aren't done necessarily for you. They're done for the most people they could get in a theater. You know, so whatever that metric is measured by now, those are the lines they're gonna follow and nothing else. You know? So yeah. My thing is, man, if I don't like something, I just stop watching it or you know, participating in it or whatever. You know? Like I really like wrestling, but I super don't have time to sit and watch anything really, to be honest. Like wrestling wise, you know, especially WWE stuff. Man, there's so much filler in there. Oh, goodness, yeah, it is crazy, man. So, you know, but I love wrestling, man. I think wrestling's fun. I don't think wrestling should ever go away. I think it's another very unique thing. There's nothing like it, you know. There's nothing like wrestling, you know. Just like there's nothing like comics on Earth. Comics are comics, and there's nothing like that, right? So, just checking the chat. Just checking the chat. So, shout out to Caviar. There. I hope I answered your question. I hope that helped. But yes, if you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm here to be your guide. Yes. I'm here to be your guide. Youngling. Yeah. So once again, I am putting in probably more than I should be, but that's okay because I can cover later. And there we go. Yeah. Yeah, put a little bit of like, real detail in there, so yeah. And gonna simplify the eyebrow too, you know, with again thick lines. And then, if you look at a person's eyebrow and how the hair goes, man, I have little eyebrow left. I'm gonna be really, I'm really gonna set the world on fire with my looks pretty soon, man. I'm gonna have no eyebrows. They're gonna be white. They're gonna be white too. That ain't good. Yeah. Gargoyle. Yeah, so we're putting the bold lines in, and doing that type of interpretation of the person as a zombie, as a zombie would. And using bolder lines to describe the features. But I am using a very, very thin line to do the eye folds of the eye. Everybody's got them. Folds of the eye. Yeah. So using just the real tippity top of that brush to do those eye folds. There's a good name for a villain, eye fold. There. Yes. Looks good. Yeah, that part of the lip goes up there and there, not in, but out, yeah. Basically life drawing, but with the zombie twist. So yeah, and I always say too, and I even said it earlier. Drawing from life is the best thing you can do. If you want to be an artist, like if I'm talking to you and it's about becoming an artist, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, draw from life as much as you possibly can, whether it's photographs that you take or photographs period, or just drawing, like going out and drawing from your surroundings and things of that nature. Just do that. Do that as much as possible. Have a sketchbook handy, at all times. Immerse yourself in other artists too, for sure, right? That's why I always throw out a lot of names, like, oh, what would Gil Kane do in this situation? And I can figure it out because I can think, like, that's what he, kind of would do. Yeah, check those guys out. Check those guys out because you may feel the same way, and if you do, fantastic. You'll be able to learn from them as well, and understand why their structure and all of that stuff is important. So yeah. So rewind the tape and check it out. Check out those names. Neil Adams, Art Adams, oh my goodness, Barry Windsor Smith, John Romita Sr., I would say Junior, but man, he's really fallen off lately, and I really don't like his art right now. I don't know why. He's continuing to do comics. It doesn't look like he wants to. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, man. Like, it I understand, like, his dad built that company, part of that company, but why he continues to do do comics when they're like really, man, his quality is really dipped, I think. And no offense, man, like I don't like that's just an observation. You know, I could still discern, like, shapes and patterns and things. I know what they are, so yeah, I could clearly see. Yeah, and that cat had the best structure, like with the right inker. Oh man, he was stellar. Like Al Williamson, too, was a great inker of his on what was it, Daredevil, and yeah, that was terrific. Like that was a really terrific combo, man. Yeah. Who else was good with Romita? Dan Green, I think. Dan Green inked him. I think Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, Comic Talk, man, Comic Talk. But you know what? It's not more Comic Talk. It's more artist talk. Because again, like, I do kind of give nods to people that I think are noteworthy for you to check out, and yeah, man, I think that's kind of, comics are a definite source, right, of those artists. So yeah, in fact, that's that's where most of my interest lies in art wise, for real. Yeah. Surprise! Yeah, as if you didn't know. As if you didn't know. Yeah, this is turning out good. Very good. Again, very bold and pared down a little bit, like with the detail. Any detail that there is done with the brush pen, so again, much like bolder and thicker, with the thin to thick line that the brush pen is so wonderful for, all those lines done with brush pen. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Great. Good. All right, so that's almost done. I think I will contemplate using a different pen to fill that. Well, let's see. I'm gonna maybe do this, and then that might be thin enough. That might be thin enough to ink around. There, yeah, yeah, that should be good. We'll see. We'll see when I start putting more black in. What I can get away with, detail wise, and not have it too detailed, right? Have it more bold, emboldened. Oh yeah, and then this, and then this. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Good. Okay. Ah. Oh, I think it is. It's got to be allergies. It's got to be. Oh, wait. Oh, excuse me, guys. Woo! All right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Just checking the chat. All right, so off to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. Again, we're going to be using the simplistic line approach, so very thick on those hair identification lines that define and identify the hair. And, hair can be done in so many different ways, but, it really helps to understand hair. Like, what it can do, what it does, what people do with it to make it look a certain way, and the styles and what they do to the face. And, there's so many little things in hair in regards to art and in regards to, depicting it, so yeah, it's a wonderful thing because there's so many cool ways to show it, right? Why, you stop enjoying stuff, you duh. Yeah. Stop enjoying things. But I thought of it in my mind. Douche. Made it up in my mind. Douche. Kill the Imaginator. Hit him. In 8. So just adding those big, thick lines in the hair, chunks, chunks of hair, yeah. For zombies, yes. But the different layers and curls and stuff, using that thick line. And again, it gets lighter, in certain areas because of the lighting and how the lighting is bouncing off the curls. Yeah. So yes, with that, and yeah, I did have to fit the individual's head on the page. I had to omit some of the hair there was more on the sides, but you know what? It's actually in keeping too with the zombie, with the hair being sort of more, not drab, but well, yeah, I guess drab or maybe dirty or whatever, that sort of idea behind it, right? It's not fresh out of the salon hair, So yeah, it's got some mileage to it now because you're in the zombie horde, Charlie Brown. You're a zombie now, Charlie Brown. I think I've done all of the Peanuts gang. You want to see all of the Peanuts gang as zombies? I'm going to tell you right now, and I mean this. Pigpen is the most terrifying one. I did them all as zombies. I did all the Peanuts gang as zombies, and Pigpen is utterly terrifying. So check that out on Zombie Daily. Check out Zombie Daily, guys. It is where all the art that I do here and everywhere else and all the time goes. So you can check that out there. And zombie portraits too. All the new daily zombie posts that go on the Patreon, go on zombie portraits as well. And then to the general public. So if you're on my Patreon, you get you see the images first. Sign on to my Patreon, guys. It's awesome. And this channel obviously is closely related, if not absolutely in conjunction with the Patreon page too. So, you know, if you're supporting the Patreon page, you're also supporting this. You know, by subscribing and subscribing to the channel. Sorry, guys, I've got a bit of a, I don't know if it's a cold or allergies or what it is, but it's obviously making my voice fluctuate. 8. So my apologies. But yes, here we are with a new 5 rather more zombie portraits in the 10,000 plus strong zombie portraits pantheon. I've done over 10,000 zombie portraits since 2006. That is a lot of zombie portraits, man. Yes, indeed. I've even worked for the Walking Dead show, you know, which is so crazy, man, because, you know, I kind of think about it, like, I'm up here in Canada, and they're I think they were shooting in Atlanta, and they asked me to do zombie portraits for them. And I was like, wow, what an honor, you know, what an honor to, you know, work for them. Like, you know, wow. So yeah, I remember I got that job while I was working on this other massive job. I think I've told this story before, but anyway, I don't know how I ended up doing all of that, but I wasn't the same after, man. I was a changed man. Like, I had this giant job to do, and then when they asked, I'm like, there's no way I can do this, until I found out it was from the Walking Dead show. Then I was like, well, as if I'm going to say no to these guys. So I ended up doing both jobs at the same time. And I wasn't well, man. I wasn't well. I was literally hallucinating, man. Yeah. But got it done. Got both things done. So, because there was deadlines to both things. If there wasn't deadlines to both things, I could have, you know, I would have obviously tried to avoid having to do both things at the same time. But, I had to do it. You gotta do it. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? Say no? Come on, nah. Come on. You can't. And that's your own, like, that's your own, decision, your gut thing. Like, that's one of those things you gotta go, like, okay, I gotta take a bullet on this one. Like, you know it's what's coming, you know, so you kind of mentally try to prepare for it, you know. So, yeah. Things, and you know, that's how legends and stories and things are built. They're built on that kind of stuff, and it's like, but that, my friends, is absolutely 1,000% true. Like, I couldn't make that up if I tried, man. Like, that was quite a. Oh no, I can't use those. There. That was quite a test of will, you know, to do that. Yeah. But you're changed after. Okay, now this is gonna be. I'm gonna go silent for a few moments because I really want to get this very thin lines in there that I want to get right, even though I'm doing thick lines. That's very important to me. Yeah, so I really want to try to get that correct, you know. Not use too many lines, you know. Because those that part of the eyebrow is so soft, you know, that part of the end of the eyebrow is so soft. It's like how do you do that with bold lines? Well, you really gotta, you know, have a light touch, right? So otherwise you're gonna end up with a really striking. But you see, even the part of the hair, and this is the great thing, because even the part of the hair, the eyebrow sort of goes under that. So it's almost like a shadow as well, you know. But there is eyebrow under there, which is good, you know, which is great actually, you know. So again, like being observant in doing these types of things, you know, like portraits that you want, you know, you want it to look like the person. That's the intent. That's the MO or MO, as they would love to call it. But yes, you know, having that light touch sometimes works. And again, like that's just knowing your surfaces and stuff like that, and your materials. You know, you'll become acquainted with your art supplies, the things that you buy. I think right away. You know, I think you'll be like, wow, okay, this is drawing, right? So, you know, and you'll immediately go for the outline of everything. You'll probably do that. You know, you'll probably try to do the outline of everything, which I don't blame you, because that's how a lot of people like learn. You know, doing it that way first. But you know, to do things from scratch, you know, it's clearly, you know, you're doing and you know what people always say, like, oh, I can't even draw a stick figure. It's like, well, if you can draw a stick figure, you know, which I'm sure you can do, you can almost draw a human. You know, you can almost draw a human really well, right? So you draw that structure, you know, and if you do it fast, like once you do it, the faster the better, because I find you're way more fluid that way. You know, if you labor over stuff too much, you get kind of stiff. So I find doing it faster to be a plus. You know. So yeah, just drawing structure like that. You know. You know, that's kind of how you lay it down. You know, like if you're drawing a person, like a superhero or anyone really, this is it doesn't really matter what this looks like, because this is your coat rack basically, to which you'll add all of the things. You know, whatever this person is going to look like. This is at least your basis for it. You know, in the pose. In the pose that you want, you know, so you can do anything with that after, you know. But just getting the general structure down, and I still find this much too stiff. But you know, again, this is the initial thing. You can change it, you can work on it, and stuff like that. It almost looks like a robot. Like it almost looks like a like, you know, it's got a human face, but yeah, man, it's a lousy robots. Yeah, it's something Musk would come up with and scare everyone. Just out of touch. I thought it was quite interesting. Meanwhile, people are fleeing for their lives. Yeah, like a crazy cyborg robot. Yeah, but anyway, you know, doing the structure, getting the structure down, and then adding to it. You know, adding to it. So, as we are doing with this, in terms of the hair that I'm working on right now, the areas of the hair, and I'm doing that with this brush pen, because of wanting that bold look, a more simplistic kind of look. One line instead of many to describe a surface, or details or things like that. So yeah, less detail, more bold line. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. There. There. So guys, check out Zombie Daily, man. It is well, it's quite something. I'm not gonna lie to you. More zombie art there than anywhere on Earth, and it's all done by me. It's all mine, me. But all the artwork is actually illustrated by yours truly, and I hope you check it out. It's one of the finest art adventures you'll ever go on online. You'll scroll down and be amazed at the things. Yeah, you won't need eyes down here. So, yes, check out Zombie Daily. The link, of course, is in the description below. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. Would really mean a lot to me, as many of you have recently, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. And as much as I don't look at the stats that often, I try to stay away from that because otherwise it'll drive you crazy. I sometimes peer over at the new subscribers number, and I'm like, so yeah, I'm really blown away, guys. So thank you so much, man. It really means a lot. Let's keep that momentum going, man. If you guys can, I'd really appreciate it. Getting some new subscribers, and kind of reaching out to more people, man. Reaching out to more people. I think I really love doing that, and I think that people want to get some arts advice from a guy who's actually really still in the industry and has been for, wow, like I think I've been a professional artist for 40 years. Yeah, and in the doing the zombie genre thing for 20, like just the zombie thing for 20 of the 40 years. So yeah, I've been doing the zombie thing for a long time, and I love it. It's the best thing ever. To me, I've never even thought of being tired of it or bored of it or anything. Like, I'm like, man, I'm down with more. Like, give me more, There's more stuff to zombify out there, More kaiju, more Pokemon, more cartoons, everything, like everything. Labubu's, man, like Labubu's. I zombified the Labubu a couple of times. Yeah. Because I remember when we, as kids, we had similar types of toys. Like, those aren't really that new. They're just, kind of, horror versions of, toys like that. Because I remember those toys, they had the leather face, or, leather face! It's true, they did. They'd have, leather or plastic faces with a plush body, right? Like a stuffy or whatever. And your parents would hit you with it. When you were bad, they'd run around and hit you with the face. Yeah, I think my brother did that to me. That was hilarious. Oh my god. Yeah. Brother fights. What was the thing that was Arrested Development? Boy fights? Yeah, boy fights, man, yeah. Boy fights. They're going to kill Baby Buster. Yeah. So we're adding the very bold details into this zombie portrait, and really enjoying it. I'm really loving it. Let's see. 1, 2. and 3. So you can see 3 teeth on top, and this little that, and then it's all like that on the bottom. Okay. There. And a little darker, I think, there. Yeah, we're zombifying people, real life people. They are called zombie portraits, and I invented them back in 2006. No one was doing it on planet Earth, so I thought, I'd love to do that. That sounds fantastic. And I started doing it, and I've been doing it ever since, guys. Zombie portraits has been literally worldwide. I've been everywhere on Earth. Alaska, Germany. I sent something to Germany last week, in fact. Australia, New Zealand, France, Mexico, like Korea, Spain, yeah, like I think Colombia too. Yeah, I think that was a newer one. Anyway, yes, I've been like kind of everywhere, and it's just amazing. I've had a fantastic career, and I love all my fans. And my fans love me, and I love that. I'm so happy, and I'm so honored, to have the fan base that I do. And I do a lot of cons, and I love doing cons too. And I get to see, fans in real life when I do cons sometimes and stuff. So yeah, it's great. And guys, I really do love doing the live streams. You coming in and drawing with me and seeing how I do things live, I really do enjoy it, and I'm gonna do it for as long as I can. Really, I really do enjoy it a lot, and I hope you guys do too. Maybe learn a couple of art tricks or things that you can use if you want to try to be an artist. Or if you want to be an artist, rather, there is no try. Yeah. So, I hope that I can help you fast track that whole process. By offering you some advice and or some tips and tricks and techniques along the way, things of that nature. Because I really feel that that's a thing, and it's not just something you sort of Google. That it really helps to have someone actually, do it with you or show you how it's done in real time. That you can actually see what happens, what the person's using, so you can actually kind of do all that yourself if you wanted to. You can kind of go like, I'm going to buy that pen. He said they got it at Staples. And I'm gonna get that paper. He said he got that at wherever, dollar store or whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna see how it works. So you can absolutely kind of do my style or my technique if you want. If that helps. Oops, I already forgot that I'm using thick brush for that. There. Yeah. But yeah, guys, for sure, if you want to lift any tips that I might have for you, feel free to do so. Everyone's art's going to be different anyway. Everybody has their, uses their life experience in their art. And that makes your art unique and one of a kind. So no matter what, how you arrive at the art that you do, it's always going to be unique. It's always going to be you. You can mimic other artists and styles and things, but it's always going to be you. like your interpretation of that, you know, and you put as much of your life experience as you want in it, you know, for that style, you know, and then other stuff you really let loose and, you know, expose yourself, you know, in your art more. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like there's different, and again, that's why I have a lot of different things on the go, and I don't even show you the adult work that I do too. You know, that's another whole thing. Not on the level of zombie portraits or the zombie art I do, but pretty close. The amount of art I create for that is staggering also. So, you know, it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm always drawing, I'm always doing art. Yeah, it's always happening, you know. I'm going to use a red Sharpie in there for this blood, and I'm actually going to use it for some of the face too, because it's a far more vibrant color, which works well for this style too. So I'm going to add some of it into that there, and then when I ink it, it's going to, you know, blend in a little better. I'm going to put some up here. And again, it's in the fresher, wounded area. There's going to be a differential between the reds, you know. Maybe a little bit there too. Yeah, just a wee. So there, that's going to be that there, and this. Hair getting caught in the stream of viscera, and again, like there's not much like gore in these. Also, I've toned down the gore a little bit. Well, actually, quite a bit, because, you know, I do normally put more gore in there. More gore, yeah. And where's Cannibal Corpse? Why hasn't Cannibal Corpse called me and said, "Hey, we need you to do an album cover"? Get somebody tell Cannibal Corpse they need to call me and want to do an album cover for them. Yeah. I can't believe, I don't think I've ever done like a metal, or like, you know, death metal, thrash, whatever type metal album cover. I don't think I've ever done one. Although, you know what? I don't know if I told you guys this story. I did this. This band approached me and asked if I could do a zombie warthog. Zombie warthog. And I can't remember what the album or the band was, or anything. Like what the album was gonna be, or anything other than, wasn't it? I think it was Warhog. Is that what it was? I can't remember now. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And they were a metal band. Like I think they were like a pretty heavy metal band. They had like they wanted a lot of dark imagery. And so I did, like I said, yeah, okay, so, you know, send me the funds, and I'll send you a rough. You know, I'll send you a rough that you okay, and then I'll finish it. Like I'll do I'll take it to the final step. You know, but you guys sign off on the rough, and then once you do, I'll finish it. So they signed off on it. I sent it. They signed off on it. I was like, rock and roll, and did it and sent it to them. Never heard from them again. And I'm like, that was so weird. Like, why? And then years later, like I always question that. I always question that because like they seem like normal dudes. Like they seem like nice guys. And then years later, I had that album cover or whatever posted somewhere, and somebody said Hakuna Matata about it. And I'm like, Hakuna Matata, that sounds like a Disney thing. Some Disney thing or Jumanji or something. I'm like, where is that from? So I type it into to Google, and it shows what is it? The Lion King? I think it's from The Lion King. It's Pumbaa, right? Pumbaa, like the warthog or the hog or whatever. And I think it's from that. I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen it, man. I've never seen The Lion King. But years later, I ended up drawing. Like I think I drew Pumbaa this year or last year, like very recently. But yeah, the thing that I drew that I gave them that they okayed looked like Pumbaa. I somehow redesigned Pumbaa, and I had no idea what this thing looked like at all. And so I thought, like, well, but they signed off on it. Like, I didn't change. Obviously, I didn't change anything, but the level of gore detail and all that stuff, because it was basically the warthog creature I created on top of a pile of bones and stuff in like this, dystopian future or whatever. And it's got like a spiked tail, like it's got the forked tail or whatever, all this stuff. So I guess somebody told them too it looked like Pumbaa, and they were like, "Oh, we don't want this." I don't know what happened, but that's the only thing I can think of that they all of a sudden I never heard from them again after I sent it to them, after I sent them the finished thing. So anyway, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, that it looked too much like that Pumbaa thing, but I had no idea what it looked like, Yeah, so that again, that's the only thing I could come up with. I don't know what else it could be other than that, But yeah, that was wild. Like I was like, that looks just like that freaking thing from Lion King, man. Yeah, wow. Sometimes I guess things like that happen. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Just checking the chat. So we're doing zombie portraits, man, and this one too. I think again the eyes very lots of contrast there. So I wanted to do the same thing with this, but in reverse. So the contrast is still there, but now the it's reversed. It's reversed. That's enough. That's enough. Don't say anything else. It's good. It's reversed. That's good enough now. Yeah. So I wanted to have that same intensity, but flippity flopped. And I'm even tightening it up a bit more. Yeah, there. Adding some gray in there. And I'm going to put a few... Yeah, this is almost done. This is almost done. What's that, Rob? It's almost done. All right. I'm going to put lines like this, like they're, age lines or whatever you want to call them. They're just, it's because, she's a zombie, right? So they're magnified because of the fact that you're a zombie, right? Yeah. So all those pronouncements of the face are exaggerated. Yeah. Yeah, you wanna have those characteristics, right? Those zombie characteristics. So that's what basically that is adding those, like especially around the lips and the mouth, having those almost underneath the lip tooth lines in there, you know. So yeah, that's really a great indication that someone is zombified. You zombified, bro? Yeah, look at my things. Yes, okay, you're zombified. Shoot him. Yeah, so you know what I'm mega looking forward to is that Cold Storage movie. If you haven't seen the trailer for it, check it out, man. Oh my goodness, it looks awesome. Yeah, and it's coming. It's like coming out next year. Like they have the trailer for it and everything, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait that long. That looks so cool. Yeah, it looks funny, and it's almost like I guess it's kind of like Zombieland, I guess. You know, and I haven't even seen the second one of that franchise. Yeah. I suppose I could see it, but I don't know. Do I really need to? Like I actually liked Zombievers. That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. I liked it. I thought it was good. Well, good for what it was. You know what? Here's this. Yeah, if a movie's bad by omission, and they kind of like, you know, try to pull one over on you, like what was that, Moonfall? Oh, I don't think I've ever seen anything that absurd. Like I'm sure that War of the Worlds is ranks pretty much up there too. that I just looked at. I mean, before all the reviews came out, I just looked at that and I went, that is a new low, man. Like I could not believe the lack of like production values in that movie just by the look of it, you know. Yeah, it looked awful, you know, and it was apparently, you know. I'm sure it'll go down as one of those like Ed Wood, like worst movie ever, you know, worst best movie ever type of thing. Yeah, I'm sure it'll have that stipulation or that label on it at some point. But for now, I ain't watching it. I can't do it. I don't got time. I really don't. You know, but I'll watch Peacemaker because it's a lot of fun. But that's the only series I watch. I just don't have time for stuff. You know what? Here's the thing. I watch a ton of YouTube. I just watch a lot of YouTube. You know, and not like news and stuff, but just shows that I like. You know, and random things like a guy building a log cabin in the woods. Stuff like that, like, I just dig that stuff every once in a while. Dinosaur stuff, like, all kinds of stuff like that. So that's why I consume things in little bits, you know. So, sorry guys, I'm just going to check the chat. Okay. So I was told to check the chat often because things. But, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm taking the advice. Because yeah, I don't want to miss out on people's questions because I kind of did that last time, but I did remember to answer it this time. The answer is no. I do not use rollerball pens at all, but I did show you guys that crazy ballpoint pen comic I did. So that should freak you out for a little while. Ballpoint pen, man. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know why I was doing that. I must have been inspired by something. I don't know what, though. I don't know what could have inspired me to do that. You know? And that wasn't the only one I did. I did a Cape Fear story like that, too. Where he's a warrior going through and fighting all these things, like all these creatures. And, yeah, I was like, I gotta figure out a way to make this make sense because it was all like a visual thing, like a purely visual, you know, story. There wasn't much story to it. It just like goes through and like fights all these things. It was just for the splash pages, man. And you know, it was like one of those Bisley things where, you know, they're huge splash pages of wicked detail and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's what I kind of did that, you know. I did that kind of thing for this. And but yeah, I just kind of stopped it in mid finishing. I don't know why. I don't know why. Something came up. Something came up, and that was like that was a long time ago. So I think this one is kind of again done for the time being in terms of I'm going to probably add. Well, I'm going to add the pupils first of all, but I'm going to add highlights. Probably boop on the nose, maybe top lip, and in the blood there. So again, like there might be a couple of little amendments to this, but yeah, I gotta put those pupils in, pupils on. Where is my number 3? Number 3. There, it's got to be yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Pupils. Yeah. Pupils. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's great. Oh, wow, that's great. Yep. That's awesome. Yep. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm going to put just a wee bit of the, tooth separations in there. Again, probably wouldn't do that for a normal pick because, why define that area when it doesn't need that? But with this, because it's a zombie thing, you kind of add those in for sort of added dimension, because that surface is not perfect now, it's dingier, whatever, so it's more noticeable, So you add those subtle things in, right? Otherwise, I would have left that kind of blank because it doesn't need to have those the little lines in between the teeth. In between the teeth. Yeah. So good. So I'm gonna add those highlights there later. I'm gonna go back to this for just one moment because I noticed I didn't do the ear, or maybe I didn't not do it on purpose. Something happened. I'm going to more clearly define this there and thicken that line. Chicken that line, and I don't care. Jim crack corn and I'm not there. Something way. Every live stream will have a Simpsons quote. That I can guarantee you. Every live stream. We'll have a Simpsons quote locked and loaded in the chamber. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Don't try to change them. Don't go changing. There. Oh yeah, a few more cracks for the lips, because again, dryness, zombie dryness. Yeah, just gonna show the little parts of the teeth there. I think, after all, yeah, just a wee, not too much, not too much. There. Yeah, and now let's see if this still works. It should. I'm going to use them sparsely. Like I'm not gonna fill in every, because again, it's more implied than implode. It's more implied that those are there than there are as many there. So, I'm not going to put as many of the whiskers in, obviously, but I'm going to imply that they're there with the way I stagger them, So you get the feeling that there are more, but the way I'm staggering them kind of fills in the mental picture, And again, that's something, taking advantage of what the eye perceives too, the psychology and all that behind it is part of art as well. Like, making the eye go in, like where you want the eye to go, in the composition and stuff. Like those are little psychological sort of, things involved in the doing of that, like tricking the viewer slightly, to a degree, So, not saying that I invented any of that. I'm just saying that's kind of a thing that, artists will employ. Of course. What is the... Oh, 5, eh? Okay, 5, eh? Yeah, maybe on the head there. Yeah, because this 5 is now probably not great. So I'm using the head of it to do those thicker black whiskers in there. Instead, because like the brush pen would kind of not work as well for that. So yeah, I think this, if you can see that, yeah, it's kind of flat. It's almost like a chisel, but I don't want to use a chisel thing either. Because again, you can get a very thin line with that you don't want. I don't want very thin lines. I want thicker lines with this style. But what I am going to do is add because there's a great sort of opportunity for some nice highlights in there. Which I'm going to do there, yeah, and maybe a couple there. So I think this is very much like the original ones that I did for this individual, this fan, years ago. He'd asked me to do a zombie portrait of someone years ago, but asked if I could simplify it to make it kind of more of a logo almost, and I was like, yeah, I'm down with that. And so in this, like, he just ordered these end of last week. So with these, he asked if I could do the same thing. So and I knew which one it was too, which was crazy. I knew which one it was, but he sent a photo, he sent a JPEG of the one I had done before, just to sort of remind me, which was great, which was awesome. But when I saw it, I knew exactly which one it was. So yeah, so I'm kind of doing them in the same style as that. What am I looking for here? What am I looking for here? Oh yeah, I never used this, but I think I should use this. You know what? Man, quel dommage. Can I take this out? No, it's not. It's in there. I don't have any. Oh, maybe my X-Acto knife. My X-Acto knife. Oh, I don't have it. Where is it? No. Oh, I found a lead. Yay! I found the graphite. I found the graphite. This pencil doesn't have one, I don't think. There, pencil. No, you know what I'm trying to find? I'm trying to find, for your information, I'm trying to find a bloody pencil crayon, white pencil crayon. Will this do? Will this work? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, my word. Yes, yes, yes. That's, yeah, okay. That does super work. All right. I thought it wasn't working as well as I thought, but then, that's great. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I wanted. Exactly. No! It's breaking! It's breaking. No. Okay, the brow. Oh yeah, nose and brow. Nose and brow. That's the beer. That's the beer I just made up. I'm going to do his nose and brow. Nose and brow. It's the beer you love to hate. It's the hate you love to beer. There. Yeah, I think that pops way more. Way more. And the tongue-wee. There. Oh, yeah. Come on. That just pops right off the page now. Huh? 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 You lucky punk? Huh? You lucky punk? There, that's great. I think that works very well. Very well. I'm gonna add some of that to the, and again, it doesn't take away from the boldness of the affair. It doesn't take away from the boldness. In any way. I don't think. Should I? Yeah, maybe a wee, because that is like rather pronounced, right? So I will pronounce it. There we go, and there. Yeah. Yeah, there. That's better. There. All right. Okay. I think that's good. Wow, I really do. I really like that. I really like it. I hope they love it. I hope they love it. I hope they love it. But I think that is, wow, that's really bang on. Like, I really thought that the mouth was going to be an issue. But, no, I really like this, which is great. Thank goodness for that. Mind if I give the eulogy? Calculon. Yeah, it was my plan all along. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Yes, there. Yeah, that's great. I love that. Okay, goody. All right. Okay, what do I have? Which one is the least done? I think it's this. I think it's this person. Person of interest. Person of interest. Interesting person. Person of interest. Yeah, okay, so that's mostly, there's the brown in it, but it's mostly black. It's mostly black. So, and there were nice sort of things going on in there. Yeah, it was really cool. I love those. I love how the hair kind of just goes into that void in there, and it sprouts out. I love that. It's very, very cool visual. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's one of those things, it's like Tim Burton. He has one of those, stylistic visions. He's got this, candy stripe sort of barbershop ish, motifs in his thing, and spirals, and things like that. So, those kinds of signature, design, um, motifs in his work. So yeah, and you identify his work kind of with his design, set design, and things like that. You know, kind of even had that in Batman. Kind of even had that idea in Batman too. You know, it all looked like it was on a set. There was no like on location shooting or anything like that. It was all like very created for that movie specifically. Kind of like The Crow. The Crow was kind of like that too. Where it was just like models, like city models and stuff. That's crazy, man. And yeah, you couldn't even really tell where it was. So yeah, like I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. But it's got to be on Earth. Like, keep it on Earth. That's what I hate about Shyamalan movies, man. Like that whole I don't even know what it's called, Unbreakable sort of saga or whatever it is. Like, I'm just not down with that, man. It does, like, those comic books in Unbreakable, they weren't real, man. They were like fake comics. So I was taken right out of that movie right there and then. Yeah, that's so crazy, man. Because I was like, no, I don't. This doesn't occur on planet Earth. It's some made up place. And therefore I didn't like any of those. Yeah. Well. But yeah, man. Visions people have, and then they sort of like, they gave Tim Burton Batman, and that's what he came up with. That could have went a billion different ways with different creators, man. And that's like so fascinating to think about. That's our universe. Our universe did Tim Burton doing Batman. What about another universe where who knows, like Michael Cimino or someone, like, probably never happened, but again, some weird universe, man, where that actually happened. That would be bizarre. Like, there's so many weird choices to do Batman. That would be a very weird one too. Yeah. Okay, so his braces have a blue. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, that's beautiful. So I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, they're sort of coated in a rubber almost, or maybe that's what braces do. I don't know. Yeah, and then there's like a middle part. Yeah, because it's hard to see, right? It's hard to see all that detail in the mouth. Well, it's not hard to see. It's confusing. It's the picture's taken very well. The picture's taken incredibly well. You can see it, but it's just like, because there's highlights on things too. And so I'm going to simplify a little bit again, because I want it, to be congruent with the rest of the motif, right? I'm not going to like start putting all this wicked detail in there. I'm going to keep it, as simple as I can, but show, clearly what it is. So, here I am going with the teeth. And being very careful to get them right. Yeah, there. Thank goodness. And then it goes all the way back there. Wow, okay. Well, I probably won't get them all super right, but at least the idea will be there. Yeah, because it's really hard. It's really hard to actually see where definitions are of things are when it gets because and you know what? That's because of the flash. The flash is hitting. It's hitting this area here. You can see like the light there. So yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of things to contend with in terms of getting those braces, but again, I'm going to simplify them because that's sort of what the parameters of this set of zombie portraits is, which I am more than happy to oblige. I actually really enjoy doing this sort of simplified version. It's a bit of a change of pace, you know. And it's one of those things where, you know, I'll put it on the site, and maybe somebody will say, oh, you know, I like that style. Can I have a zombie portrait done that way too? You know, because again, like people don't know what to ask for until they see it, right? It's not like you're just gonna go, oh, well, that guy does that too, I'm sure. You know, that thing that I have in my head. You know, it's when you have it and when you can show it to someone. Then they can say, oh, yes, I like that. And here's an example, you know. So, it's good to have one. And it's good to get one rather than just to think of the thing on your own and go like, oh, I wonder if somebody would like that. Like, no, somebody's asking for that. So people must want that thing. So if you make it available, maybe, you know, people will go like, oh, I like that version of the zombie portrait, you know, which I like to do. Like, man, I like to do different things, you know, and whether people order zombie portraits like these or not, I'm still going to dig it, man. I love zombie portraits, and I love doing them. I'll never get tired of doing them, man. I think they're the most fun ever, you know. They're the most fun ever, dude. Again, more trying to get the impression of that area for this style of boldness and more simplicity and more economical line. You know, like not putting the brow, but putting the jagged edge of that brow. You know. With that feather line. Yeah, that's what a great facial expression. Yeah. Oh man, I love the fans that get into this so much. They're so fun, you know. And I love doing caricatures too. Caricatures are so fun because people really get into those too, and really have it's one of those things where they finally see the finished thing and they're screaming and they're so happy and they think it's such a fun thing, you know, because they're like, type of thing. I love that. I just love that reaction, you know. So I love doing those. I love doing those too, you know. But yeah, we're almost done. And then I've got, there's a couple of little things here and there. I've got to continue finishing with her hair there. And a bit, I've got to do some of that. I'm going to do some of it right now. I've got to do some of the head wound zombie characteristics there. Head wound. Doing that. But yeah, we're going to finish these. We're going to finish these tonight for sure. I'm going to try. But oh my goodness, I must have some sort of allergy thing going on. It's either that or a mild cold. I think it's an allergy though. But man, I'm really stuffed up. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously for this I don't really need the reference. I'm just kind of going on the pencils, what pencils I have there. It's not part of an actual person's face, so I can make that up and, make it like sort of zombie-ish there. And again, not use too many details to describe things. Use very minimal line there, right? For this style. So, yeah. Guys, I hope you had a great Monday. I hope you had a great kickoff to the week. Man, it's entering spooky season, if not to some folks already right into Halloween and stuff. Wow, yeah, I'm digging it, man. What a beautiful day today. Went for a walk. Wow, it was just wonderful. It was almost like summer. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, it was almost like the summer I would have liked, It was warm in the sun, but it wasn't super hot, It wasn't super, muggy and stuff. The chill, was in the air still from the night before almost, You could tell that there was still that dew, And there's still those, flying grasshopper, those big flying grasshoppers with the black and white wings flying around, So I was like, wow, this is summer still, and it's almost October, So yeah, it was kind of nice today. It was kind of nice doing that, and then watched Weapons, man. Wow, what a like I mentioned earlier, what an amazing movie. I was really surprised, and don't want to say anything more than that because you got to experience that one. Yeah, I'll be hopefully owning that one day soon. Yeah, I like dead media. I'm a zombie guy. I like dead media. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you guys had a great kickoff to the week, and I will be around again during the week with more zombie artistry here on the channel. And having said that, I'm going to check the chat. Then I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Okay, good? No? All right. Okay, there. Yes. Oh, so good. All right. Yes. Doing zombie portraits, guys. Check out Zombie Daily for the most zombie art you'll ever see in one place on Earth. It's true. It's damn true. Yeah, check that page out. The link is in the description below, of course. Yeah, click on that link and be transported to a world of nothing but zombies from all over pop culture and beyond. And please hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my little channel and help me make it a larger channel and a downright phenomenon. Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to be sort of reaching more folks, and hopefully spreading the love of art, art of love, that stuff too. I would love to reach more people and just give them that message that it's fun to draw, it's very therapeutic. Helps you relax, helps you think on a different level. It's a joy. It's a private thing. It's a freedom. It's something that makes you feel good. So yes, I'm a huge, obviously, advocate of that. And, especially traditional art, because I think that's where you're most connected to your subject, or to your everything, really, your materials, your subject, your ideas, everything, basically. That is the closest you're going to come. Once you put a computer screen in the way, now you're different. Now you're on a different level. And I'm not knocking computer stuff. I'm just saying that's completely different. Like, there's amazing computer generated artwork. There's absolute garbage as well. But there is the same in traditional art too. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of shortcuts taken in digital art, and again, like, if you want to be the closest you can be to your materials and your subject matter and all that stuff, traditional art's the way to go. There is no argument there. So yeah. I advocate for traditional art too, because I am a traditional artist, and I can talk about it because I know how it feels, right? Like, I know how it feels, and it's true. Like, I do, I do it day in, day out. I love it. I'm bound to it in a way, in a good way, and like, it's bound to me. I think more succinctly. I really, really, really love it, and it's definitely a part of me I can't ever shake. Like, I will have to be creative if I'm not creative for a little while. Like, I have to be drawing, or I have to be doing this kind of work if I'm not doing it too long. If I'm not doing it for a bit, like, I have to get back to it, because I really feel the angst, or the need for the outlet, to be creative. So yeah, and that's kind of what I've decided for myself, right? Like, I kind of wanted to be that kind of artist too, and because of being, practicing and stuff like that, and wanting to create stuff that was entertaining and topical too. Like, there's those facets of my art as well, so yeah, like, there's a lot of different things that I do, and sometimes being topical means that you have to be very fast. You have to be very quick, and you have to be very smart too, or at least humorous, or in touch with people. Know what people like, and sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm not. Like, like, I don't know what people consume as much anymore. I know what I consume, and I know it's not what everybody consumes. You know what I mean? So, like, I know that for a fact. It's hard for me to know what people like. So, in terms of anything, even entertainment and stuff. But again, like, I find that out through, posting, zombie Pokemon, or zombie superheroes, or zombie insects, or zombie dinosaurs, or whatever, right? So I get a feel more for what people like, at least in my sphere of art anyway. Maybe not in general, but, I know gambling's taking over everything, the world, and everybody's, but I don't know, like, are people doing that, or is it just, like, they're incessant about it? I think it's horrible, like, pushing gambling, man. Like, I think that's really awful, for a lot of reasons, but that's just my opinion, man. Like, I know everybody's supposed to be like, oh, well, you gotta treat us like adults, but man, people are so impulsive, and that is a dangerous thing, man. That is a very, like, to me anyway, for society, I don't care. I'm never going to gamble. Like, I don't gamble, so doesn't bother me. I just feel bad for others. Achoo! Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah. You can tell just by looking at me. I'm all like, But I'm getting these done, man. I'm getting these done. This is going to be for hair. This is going to be for features because this is tighter. So yeah, I'm going to do and that, and it's got the rounder mouth going, and I'm going to actually put the cracks where the lips are. I like that, yeah, radiating from the lips. He's got that frown line there. Frown line. He's got the frown line going there. So get that in a subtle way, and he's got the sort of lines going from the corners of his nose to the corners of his mouth, like every human does. Yeah. Most humans do. I think all humans do. All humans do. Gotta check on that. Can't remember. I'm gonna use the other. I'm gonna use the hairpen. This is the hairpen now because it's a little worn, so I can use it for larger areas. In fact, you know what I should do? I just don't know if that. Yeah, I think that ink is gonna work. Let's see. Well, it's not the darkest in the world, but is that gonna work? Nah. You know what? I'm gonna. You know what? The thing is this, right? Like, you want to see if something works. If something works, then, go for it because, hey, that's a way thicker, pen nib or whatever surface, right? So I could cover more surface, more easy or faster rather. But yeah, I don't like the ink quality, and I mean it's a Sharpie, but still, like when you sometimes if you put a Sharpie on top of a part that especially is very well covered with the watercolor pigment, then you can theoretically be fine. The Sharpie is not going to wuss out on you and not perform with the dark ink, but here it did, which is surprising to me because Sharpies usually, like I said, they're pretty solid when it comes to, a good under, like the parts pretty much already mostly covered, but this is a Sharpie too. No, what is this? Oh, just permanent. I thought it was like made by Sharpie. Okay, my mistake. So maybe we will try a Sharpie and see what happens. Maybe we will. How does that look? Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. I think so. And again, there's so much pigment under it already, and if it doesn't work, I'll just cover it with the initial pen I was using. The entire point of all of this is to fill in a black surface. That's it. Like to fill in the black. So you do that with whatever means necessary that is stable. Like, you don't want like a blip of water going on it and going haywire and like the Sharpie's not going to do that. So if it looks okay, if all the ink looks consistent enough, then I'm going to use it, right? Then I'm going to use it. In fact, use this giant guy here. Oh yeah. See, and they don't last as long as they used to either. They don't last as long as they used to either. But here I am using this big, thick one. And yeah, and it's just filling in the black, man. Filling in the what do I call it? I call it fills. Just to, yeah, you know, I use these for fills. You know, filling in blacks. Blacks. I used to work at Black's Cameras. Black's Cameras. Does anybody remember that? Yeah, long ago. I wonder if... No, I think they were an American company too. Yeah, they were all over the U.S. too, I think, because KFC owned them for a while. Yeah, KFC owned me for a while. I worked at Black's, which was owned by KFC at one point. Scott's Chicken Villa. Oh yeah, my nose is kind of runny, I think, isn't it? I'm sorry, guys. Oh, that's so good. Show must go on. Show must go on. And again, I don't think I have a cold. I think it's just I think it is allergies. This doesn't feel like, you know, full on cold type of thing. Yeah, and his eyes are extremely contrasty, so I'm going to put in a lot of like this dark gray in there so they really pop. Because, yeah, like, his eyes are, you know, really, you know, really very contrasty. So I'm going to do the contrast, but flip it in that it's white on very dark, rather than dark on very, very white. Like, the whites of his eyes are, like, super, super white. Probably, too, because of the flash. The Flash. The Flash. Yeah, I didn't mind that movie that much. I thought it was fun. Like, there's no doubt what's his name's like a nutcase, but I wonder if he just does that for to keep in the public eye. Ezra Miller, is that his name? Yeah. Who knows? All of Hollywood is fake. It's all fake, man. It's all fake. There's nothing real about it. Like, all that stuff is probably fabricated, and who cares, you know? He's maybe just trolling people. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'm probably mostly right anyway, you know? Okay, so Ezra Miller's really bizarre psycho guy. And who's the other guy? What's that Morbius guy there? He's got his own church or something. I can't remember his name now, but it's Morbin time. That guy. Okay, I was just checking the chat. Checking the Shah. The Shah. Alright, so I think this is almost done as well. Almost done as well, I think. I don't mind that. I think this is probably... Yeah, but I am going to darken that, though, because you know what? Because in real life, there is a dark line there under his chin. Because there's I guess a slight shadow, or the light's coming down on top of him at an angle, so it's showing that. But I guess the flash too. The flash actually kind of got him nose and cheeks and upper lip. Yeah, kind of just in the middle there mostly. That's where the flash kind of hit the most. But what I'm going to do is, where is it? It's right here. And I'm going to add that nice hot spot in the eye, and nose there, and probably here. And you know what? I'm gonna gray in. No, that's too dark. That's too dark of a gray in. Maybe this gray. Yes. Yeah. There. I'm gonna gray in the braces. And then I'm just gonna hit the highlights with the pen. Yeah. Yeah, that looks way better. That looks way more like like the teeth there. So I'm gonna put that there, and yeah, just sort of those. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just those little they're almost little dots, but there's something through the braces. So yeah, but there's a lot of commotion going on in there because there's light hitting it, there's the tongue, there's teeth, the braces. Yeah, so there's like, stuff in there that you have to be very subtle about too, Yeah, so I'm adding. Yeah, he doesn't have too much super highlights in the hair, so I could leave it like that. The highlights in the hair are pretty much the highlights that I'm showing here, and that's enough, really. Didn't actually take any away, which is good. I didn't really want to. I want to keep all the stuff that I draw if I can, but that's sometimes that isn't the way it goes because it's for the good of the drawing. You don't let your artistic flourishes get in the way of a good drawing. If you think, oh, I love the way that looks, but if it doesn't work, you got to take it out. You got to get rid of it. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. Sometimes it's a thing. So what else? I'm going to probably. He's got a bit of this that I'm gonna chin going there and there. Yeah, so it's like a darker area under there. Great, good. Yeah, because yes, there is that sort of part where the chin hits the inside of the face there. So yeah, but yeah, great. He's got a really great sort of look on his face there. He's got a really great expression going on there. That's awesome. And again, that's more of a simplified version too. Right, so there, yeah, I think that's good. I think we've got it. Yeah. Yeah, not to get too much into the smaller details, but just adding a couple of things to define that nose there a little bit more. And I'm going to use the slightest bit of this. Yeah, I think this is my last really good pencil here. Because it's soft, like it's a Prismacolor. So it's really good for using on this surface. It's really good for that. So I use an X-Acto knife to cut it like butter, so I can prolong its life as long as possible, Yeah. Put the knife away and shut your mouth. There. A little bit of that there again, to pop it out a bit. Got the nice thick holding line over everything. I think this one's kind of done now. So we've got a couple of more. This person's hair, I wanted to kind of get in there with the brush pen. Yeah. And because of the cool highlights in there. I'm not going to obviously do them all, but I'm going to simplify them and kind of imply them type of thing. Because, again, this is more of a simplified version. But I do want to get some of those beautiful highlights in there. Some of those beautiful highlights in there. But I do. Not too much. And we're going to use, obviously we're using the brush pen here. And I'm going basically with the pencils I have there. If you can see those. If you can mesquite those. There. Again, being nice and wispy. Having a light touch. And using the side of the brush pen. Creating those lines. And now I'm just filling in those little points. You know, the ones that were too kind of big for the brush pen. You know, I used to actually draw, and you know what? I would even do this today if I needed to. But I would draw the feather line and then fill it when I was like drawing, when I was like doing comics, instead of like actually just using my brush to make the feather line. Like that's how insane. I have to show you some of the stuff because I don't think like a normal person. Yeah, it's come to my understanding that I don't think a normal person would do that kind of inking and drawing and not use any of it or show anyone. So yes, I gotta show you some of the stuff I did, and just for fun, just so you can see what I like, and I can explain like the art, how it was done. But I gotta show you some of the stuff. Maybe in a live stream. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. You know? Let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing some of my older stuff. Comic book work mostly. But even my older artwork. You know? I'm not afraid to show my flubs, man. I'm not at all. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, we all came from somewhere, man. And I have no qualms about sharing that kind of stuff. You know? If it helps people understand that they could be an artist too if they work at it and try and if they love it, then I'm more than happy to show my early stuff, man. So yeah, if you want me to do that, let me know in the comments below, and of course subscribe to the channel, guys. Yeah. It will help. It will really help, and I really want to try to get in front of a wider audience to hopefully influence folks to draw to help their calmness and happiness and freedom and things of that nature, through art, so yeah, I'm a huge advocate of the therapeutic uses of art, of just drawing and painting and things like that. Find the time, make it a routine. It's it can be very inexpensive. It can be very inexpensive. To just draw. To just do stuff in a sketchbook. Like the stuff that I do here is it's still not anywhere near what you can spend on art supplies and things like that. But you know what? I have a Patreon. That's where Zombie Daily is. Basically, if you hit that the link in the description below, you'll go to my Patreon page, which is Zombie Daily. Patreon hosts basically Zombie Daily, and you can actually donate $2 a month. And help me buy more art supplies or cool, different, neat, interesting art supplies. Art supplies. But yeah, that's where all of the funds go to basically buy me art supplies or help me, because yeah, man, there's like 4,000 I think zombie drawings on the channel so far. That equates to a lot of art supplies, man, because of course it's all done. Traditionally, right? Traditional art. So yeah, that adds up. That adds up. The cost of art supplies. Like as I mentioned earlier, you could go to the dollar store theoretically and buy a sketchbook for $2, maybe $3, and a pencil, an HB pencil, or actually a mechanical pencil for probably $1.75, like with the leads the graphite refills, and a pen, like just even a brush pen, like the dollar store brush pen I've shown you guys. This is from the dollar store, and this was like $1. So you're spending like $5-6, and you're ready to go. You're ready to roll, man. Like you'll need a erase or two, but again, probably get like 4 for $1. And I have my napkin roll here in case of nose emergency. Yes. And I'm gonna actually I'm gonna work on this for a few moments while my nasal cavity's clear. Gross. It's true, it is gross. It's true, you're right, it is gross. I'm using the brush pen on this too. Head wounds, man. Yes, these are the drawings we started the other day. And I'm still working on some of them. Some of them you saw in the last episode, the last live stream. We finished. As we did the zombie portraits. So yeah, we finished some of them. And did the zombie portraits in the last episode. That was a lot of fun. We got so much done that time. It's true, though. We did. We've been getting a lot of work done, guys. It's awesome. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of my semi-daily routine of doing live streams. I draw every day, but I think that would probably get a little too much. After a while, and so instead I'm doing one every other day. Yeah, voice is cracking nicely. Yeah. So yes, doing live streams every other day, just showing you guys some art materials that you can use, techniques and styles you can use. Like, if you look, I'm using this brush pen, and I'm kind of doing some nice, I'm doing some nice little feathering there, little brain matter in his hair there. So it's going to be a little darker. This is going to be a little darker. Parker! Mr. Jameson. Parker. Marker! Peter! Yeah, so some of this and some gore on the shoulder. Put some gore on my shoulder. Mm-hmm. There. Maybe make them like the sort of indication of a spinal column, but could be just pieces of stuff. Could be pieces of head and other constituents. But yeah, we've got a nice big sort of hole in there. That's where his eye socket is. And we're going to put that, I'm going to close it off a little bit in there. Yeah, and because that's where his head wound sort of the back left of his head, has been kind of blown out. Oh, you know what? Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a bullet wound. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a bullet wound. There. And then I can put blood going over his eye. Yarr. There. Yeah. Maybe I'll put a bullet wound. There, yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yeah, there. Cool. Okay, cool. Okay. Now back to our story. Yes, back to our story. Adding the hair pieces. And sometimes it's good to think of hair like that. Pieces. Sculpture. Instead of individual follicles. There are a million ways to, depict hair. And the texture of hair. And the style of hair. And things like that. But it's good to sort of think of hair, for the most part, as areas, chunks, shapes, instead of the hair follicle itself, because you'll find you'll probably get into trouble doing the hair follicle, showing each strand almost. You know what I mean? Like some folks would do, right? It would be it's difficult to sell that sometimes because hair doesn't necessarily look like that, So yeah, but again, it's a style that you can use that really is effective for a different type of, style. Like a different type of depiction. Sort of an indie comic almost style with more hair follicle showing than the shape. Which you'd probably see in more mainstream comics. And, different styles, intermingle too. So, yeah, there's a lot of, like I mentioned, there's tons of ways to indicate hair for an artist, and they're all valid, they're all valid. But I always like to think of them in chunks, or in parts, pieces, And it helps to draw that too. It helps to draw them that way as well, where it's larger areas that are identifiable rather than like all these scratchy hair lines, So, hairlines, airlines. Let's try that Sharpie again. Not sure if it's going to work on that wide open area, but we'll try it. And I don't think I'm going to keep all of those hair strands, but we'll see. We put them down, didn't we? It's true, we did. But then, and I love that. That depiction of his hair there is great. I think it really works. It has all those great sort of interesting highlights and areas without having too much scratchy detail, very bold, still very bold, and and that's what we're going for. That's what we're sort of going for with this, with this drawing, with these drawings, with these 5 zombie portraits. We're trying to keep that more stylistic, momentum going, So again, we're kind of doing that simplistic hair, but I love that because you look at this and the same basic shapes, like this is there, this is there, this is there, and that's kind of simplistically there, distilled for you, already, so you don't have to squint at it too much because it's already been simplified. It's already been simplified for you, into line art. So again, this is one style out of many that I have in my, toolbox of art, I guess, mental gear, all of that stuff, all that experience and all that kind of stuff goes into your art, So I try to be as sensitive as possible when I'm doing zombie portraits, like to the person and their skin texture, their hair, like everything, every aspect of a zombie portrait recipient is very handily scrutinized by me, when I'm doing them, because I'm really serious about them, I'm really serious about them. And even though, again, like these aren't the classic zombie portraits I normally do or invented way back. These are zombie portraits that were asked to be slightly simplified for a different kind of look, and I was more than happy to oblige. I think it was an awesome challenge. I'd done it before, so I'm kind of like mimicking a style that I'd done before for this individual, and kind of doing it again and really digging it, And I love having a return customer too, or fan. I like to say fan more. Really, that means more to me than customer. Like, yeah, I have customers, but I consider them fans. I really do. I really do, more than anything else. Like, it feels weird for me to say customer. I feel that you guys that that have subscribed are fans. Like, if you like my work, I think you're a fan, right? You're a fan of my work. Like, I'm a fan of many artists and performers and entertainers and things, right? So if I kind of fulfill that area for you even a little bit, I hope that you're digging the art, and I hope that you're, watching the show for a fine reason, yeah. And I hope you subscribe too. Like, I really do. I've said it many a time where I'm like, man, guys, I cannot even believe the wonderful response I've gotten from y'all with like subscriptions, and your support and interest means everything to me, guys. Like, honestly, it's kind of why I'm doing it. I think it's why any entertainer starts out that way. I don't know why they end up striking so far away from their initial goal, but to me, this is what I want to do. I want to, reach people, maybe help them draw, give them pointers, help them in their career if they'd like, in terms of advice. Because I've been there, man. I've been, I've been to many a situation in my artistic career. So, I'm more than happy to talk about things, talk about stuff, give advice if need be, or things of that nature. So, yeah, man. Don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. So yes, I remember last episode, last live stream, someone had asked about the pens I use, if they were rollerballs. I do not use rollerball pens at all. Not knocking them, just haven't found one that really works for me. I use mostly like the fine liner type pens, pigment liners, Pigma pens, Staedtler pens, Pentel. Love the Pentel brush, pocket brush. You know, yeah. Yeah, just a wonderful item to use for sure. Yeah, that's kind of what I use the most is the Staedtler pens. I like their ink. I like the way they. I like the nibs. I like how long they last too. And even when they kind of die, there's still merit to them. Like you can use them in different ways, you know. So I really appreciate that too. You can kind of use them as a chisel pen, you know. So yeah, like I like the Staedtler ones. I like the Staedtler ones, you know. But again, I'm not advocating for them or anything like that. Like I basically go to when I would go to art supply stores, I would just kind of buy a ton of different types of pens and then just try them out. And that's what I kind of think that, you know, you should do if you want to find something that you like. You know, go to an art supply store with a bit of cash, and man, it's not like you need tons either, too. But buy a bunch of different pens and bring them home, try them out on different surfaces, like hot press, like a cardstock, or cold press, like something with a little bit of tooth, and see what you like. That's a great way to really start, you know, an art sort of hobby, or even a career, dare I say it. But yeah, doing that is very helpful for sure. You know. Yeah. Buy a bunch of different pens, man. Just try them out. Try them out and see which ones you like. You know. And keep doing it. Like you know, once you've gone through those, buy some more, get some more, try some more out. And again, like I said earlier, like when you're doing art with traditional materials, you're as close to that art and subject and everything as you're ever gonna get, man. Like you feel everything that you do, you know, when you're doing traditional art. Like you're feeling that surface, you're feeling that pen, you're feeling all of that stuff, and all of your experiences going into that. Like all of your experience goes into that. Everything you've ever felt or known or enjoyed or disliked or whatever, all of those experiences are being distilled into your art. So it'll always be unique. It'll always be one of a kind. It'll always be yours, you know. So if you see things that I do that you like, if you go, oh, you know what, that looks pretty easy. He's just using watercolor on top of pencil and then inking over it. Pfft, boom. If you like that, try it out. Try that method out, because you know, even when you do even when you do what I do, it'll be different from the way I do it, because it'll be your way. You know, you'll put your amount of watercolor pigment on there, and you'll ink it the way you want to ink it. So it'll always be different. You know, same type of method, but different results, right? Because you're the individual doing it. You know, you're the one doing it. So yeah, I always try to encourage, you know, folks to pick up a pencil and do some doodling, draw some things, man. It's fun. It's awesome. It will help you, you know, de-stress too. It really does. It helps you to think on a different in a different way, on a different level. You know, when you're sort of immersed in that, and you're like you really do use different parts of your brain when you're drawing, you know, when you're doing this kind of thing. So yeah, try it out, you know. It's a wonderful thing. it's just you. There's no judgment. No one's there judging you. No one's there critiquing you unless you want someone to critique your art someday. You know, it's all you. It's all you. So, you know, have fun with it. You know, have fun. Have fun with it. Do it. Have fun. Yeah, and really enjoy it. And really enjoy it. And remember, there's no stakes involved. There's no stakes. There's just you enjoying the thing, you know, and that's it. No one's gonna get hurt here. So we're adding that nice touch of white sort of highlight in there where those highlights are. Whoa! See? Did you see that? It broke. It literally broke. It's hanging by a thread in there right now in the wood. Yeah. Yeah, it's hanging by just the pressure that I'm putting on this is holding that pigment stick in the pencil in the wooden pencil holding device. Yes. Yeah, I want to keep it like that until I have to sharpen it. There we go. No, because it works. It's working. It's great. It's doing its job. It's perfect right now. But I'm going to put the smallest little bit of, yes, I already had that in there. So, oh, that's why. Yes, I'm putting that in. Yes, that is definitely, okay, because there's a bit of his, that line there going out. Okay, anyway, yeah. I wanted to add that in. Again, I find that he's in sort of like a Wolverine kind of pose there, and it kind of looks cool. So, you know, I kind of leaned into it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Made this tooth a wee bit longer. You know, just a wee. I went off the script just a little bit, but you know, for the good of the drawing, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, there, and just those little lines. I think that's good. I think that's really good. I like that. I think that's complete. Just gonna add a couple of little hot spots in there. Yeah, you're hearing my chair dying. This chair is awful. I really have to get a new chair. But what to do? There. You know, there are times where kind of doing this, patting your medium, is necessary. I felt it was necessary there to do that because I thought it was too intense. And again, I just did that with the chin there because I thought this white was a bit too intense and a bit too glob-like, and I wanted that to sort of meld into the skin tone there too. So I didn't want it to be quite so Stark, you know, Tony Stark. Yes, and there I think we have it. I think we have it. And I think it's good. And I'm just going to perhaps add such a wee little bit of line there. There. Yeah. Because it is dark there. It is darker in those areas, and I think it's necessary to keep that, but to use bold line would kind of be a bit too much. Yeah. So there we go. I think that one's now done as well. And again, for areas like this where there, like he has less gum showing, but I wanted to make it a little more pronounced with like the black gums, so that it's like, you know, he's a zombie, man. So there's that explanation for ye. So there we go. We've got another one done, which is wonderful. Gonna get all these done tonight. Well, you know what? The thing is too. I didn't want to let the customer, fan, individual who ordered these zombie portraits to wait too long either. You know, but I kind of did want to finish these in a live stream. Because I started them, and I'm like, okay, well, another day, it's not going to make that much of a difference. You know, getting 5, I think I got them Thursday or Friday, so that's not bad for 5 zombie portraits. I'm going to probably wrap them up in the bubble envelope tomorrow and mail them out. You know, and that'll be that. You know, so it didn't take super long, I don't think. You know, I think that was okay. You know, but I could theoretically have gotten them done faster if I didn't do them, finish them today on the live stream. But I wanted to, though. And you know what? He actually left a message, or actually responded to a post I made about them, kind of. I said that I'm going to be doing these zombie portraits on the live stream or something, or check out the live stream, and he said something to the effect of like, oh, I can't wait to see what you do with the zombie portraits or something. And I said, yeah, the first part 1 is up, part 2 is tonight. So I think he said that last night, or at least I saw the message or response on that post. So I think the individual who ordered these will probably, you know, see them at some point being done. So, you know, that's kind of cool. I love that, you know. And I wanted to do that too. I kind of pitched that idea. I said, you know, if anybody wants to get a zombie portrait and watch me draw it and watch me do it, like on a live stream, I'm happy to do that for you, because I think that's kind of interesting, you know. You get to see how it's done, type of thing. And yes, I am using lighter lines for this, but that's kind of necessary for this part. And I don't think it's going to really interfere with anything else. It'll be so bold, like there won't be, you know. Oh, ooh! I just caught that. Ooh! Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's rounder in there, darker too. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, this really needs the scrutiny that I put in, and I'm gonna make the lines thicker than they normally are for this area, and that goes at about right there. And I think her brow is a wee bit thicker there, and that, yes, yeah, perfect. And then again here, just really wee lines, and then there, yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Okay, good, yeah. I like this one too. They're all great. And I think because the photos were so good, that's why these turned out so great, I feel. Yeah. So, yeah, I like the way these turned out, and it's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling, because sometimes, you know, I'm like, I got to do this over, and I do, you know, and I do. Like I said, I do flub things, man. I do flub stuff sometimes. You know, it's part of art sometimes, part of the creation of art sometimes, you know. Not getting it right the first time and having to, or maybe having to redo it, you know, entirely. So, you know, But this, I think, is really great. I think all of these brand new zombie portraits that I've just like done, basically, for you guys or in front of you guys, or so you guys can see how they're done. I think all of them turned out great. I really like them. I'm really happy with them. Yeah, they've all got the same motif behind them. That whole aesthetic of more boldness and simplicity, and that was one of the things that was a bit of a challenge, and I love that. I love the fact that it was. Challenges are great. That's another kind of thing too, and it's not like I just made that up either. Honestly, challenges are great. Challenges keep you, striving forward and problem solving. And I know it might sound kind of crazy, but yeah, challenges are really, really. It's like deadlines. Deadlines are really good to have. They're the worst thing sometimes ever, but like if you don't have them, nothing gets done. So having deadlines is a really good thing. And again, it keeps you honest, man. It keeps you honest. Like you got to do that work, and make that deadline. And then sometimes, again, like if you don't make deadlines, you could be the best artist in the universe, but you're no good. You're no good to people because you can't hit a deadline, and that's the worst. If you can't do that. So yeah, guys, like that's very important. Again, if you want to be like an illustrator or whatever, someone like myself who does art for a living. Deadlines are very important, man. Very, very important. And yeah, you have to hit them. You have to hit them. You can't flub a deadline, man. You can flub art. You can just do it again and make it better. But you can't flub a deadline, man. You only got one chance for that, and you gotta make it. Again, if you're an artist like myself. You'll learn to literally, I know that sounds weird or whatever, but you'll learn to love the deadline because it'll push you forward. It'll keep you working. It'll keep you, managing time better. All of those things, and those things are valuable. Those things are valuable, Those lessons are valuable. Adds to the experience, And that's what people sort of say when, you haven't paid your dues, you haven't done this, you haven't done that. It's like, in a way they're right because, you need the experience to do certain things. That's why I say take every job, man. Take any job, no matter if you're scared of it or whatever. Just do it. Solve the problem. Figure it out. Figure out how to do it. And that's the way you grow. That's the way you grow. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. I'm going to add a wee bit of brown in there. Brown. Yeah, just a wee, couple of strands. Just to give it that wee bit of definition that she originally has in her hair there. Yeah. But again, very simplified, very sparse, like a couple here, a couple there. And I don't want to, I know, she's got other colors going on and other details and things like that going on in her hair too, but I want to really tone all that down and focus more on the boldness of the of each person, like the boldness of the drawing, that style, right? So there we go. That's wonderful. I love that. Okay. I think we're done with this, but I'm going to add just a wee bit. Where Where did my pen go? Pen go, do. Neat. Oh, Phil Gandy, hello! That is really good. Thank you, man. Thank you. Philip Gandy is in the hizzy, man. Thanks for stopping in, Philip. I really appreciate that. Hope you're digging the stuff. Seems like you are. That's awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah. I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'm going to have to call it a night, guys, because, wow, it's a little after midnight. So it's getting late even for monsters. Even monsters need sleep, man. So I'm going to need... Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. What are you pecking around for, sister? I'm going to add that sort of white middle, because, again, I find all of these... And wonderfully so, all of these photos are shot great and have the more middle area where the flash, I guess, kind of illuminated, like the nose, like any kind of protruding, areas of the face, right? So, which is great because, again, it adds definition. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going with it. Yeah. Again, they're good photos, right? They're really good photos. So I'm trying to use that goodness to make the drawings better. Because there's a lot of good detail and things to go on in there, and lighting, and the lighting actually really helps too. Show where the face, what the highlights and low areas of the face are, right? So that really does help a lot. I'm going to slightly thicken the line above the eye because that's the general sort of look of it. Yes, way better. Way better. And I think I might put a wee bit of gray underneath. And again, not too much. Where's my sort of steel gray? Yeah, I got a great sinus thing going on right now. I wonder if this would be good. Well, let's try it here first. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I want to put some really dark areas around the eyes because, again, it helps them pop and gives them depth. Depth pop. I created a new genre of music. It's called depth pop. Yeah. Yeah, there, under the nose. And again, this doesn't change the boldness of the drawing. The drawing is still very bold. The lines are obviously still there. Bolding it up, making it all boldable. Embolding it. Yeah. Like that's just a wee bit thick there. Okay. And now, where's my, here we go. Shaker. Got a little bit, and again, I'm gonna kind of do the same thing I did with the last one. Just pat it down a little bit to de-intensify the white in there, but I'm gonna keep it in the eye area because that looks great now. That really pops. Like that really, that eye looks wet now. With that hot highlight spot in there. And that's with, again, Bic whiteout pen. And you know what, guys? I know you might be thinking, like, oh yeah, these aren't art supplies. These are stationery supplies. And you'd be right. But if it works, use it. If it works, use it. That is all. End transmission. If it works, use it. That is what I will go. I will die on that hill, man. If it works, use it. Especially if you enjoy using it. If you have a good control over the thing that you're using and you're using it correctly, use whatever it takes to create your art. And sometimes you'll find, like, you'll be like, this and this doesn't work. Look at what it does. It gives me this weird blah blah blah. Sometimes it's kind of cool to get that weird blah 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 and lean into it and incorporate that into an art piece too. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like, making mistakes is one of the greatest things about art. You can actually go with it and, create something that, like, would never have existed before because of those materials not doing what they should. So yeah, by all means, do that too. Have that kind of fun. That's really important in art too. Having that kind of freedom and enjoying it in that sense. Like, there's nothing like that, man. There's nothing like that. So that's why I kind of go around from town to town, from Shadrach to Meshach, and spread the word of the art. Because it helps. It does. It really does. It really does help. Really alleviates the. Oh, what is this? Is this brown? Oh boy. What is? I don't know what that is. I can't even read it. Oh, dark brown. All right, let's try some of this dark burn. I knew it was. You colorblind fool. I'm just gonna put a wee back in here, in some of the hair back in the background. I'm gonna kind of darken this up. Can you kind of see that? Yeah, it's giving me a really nice texture on top of that paper. I like that. I knew that would happen. No, I did. I didn't. I knew that would happen. Obviously, right? Because I'm using. But again, you want to see what the effect is going to be like, and I'm using it very sparingly. I'm using it more for the areas in behind, and just adding that little bit of darkness, but not black. Not black, and not lines. Just the hair kind of tips in the background here. As you can see where it's darker. Adding that in. Just for the overall effect to be more similar to that, but again, I'm not trying to recreate it necessarily. I'm just trying to sort of mimic the general areas there with this color, with this color added to the yellow, But again, not too excessively, just a little bit. Like, that might be it. Like, that probably will be it. I might put a bit in here again to show some depth, but for the most part, doesn't really belong up top. There's enough line up there. Line. There's enough line up there to show that simplistically. So I'm gonna probably stop myself right there, and I'm gonna put the highlights in. Boop. I'm gonna put the highlights in. You put the highlights in. I put the highlights in. I'm gonna put the highlights in the eye area too, where they go. And there, and this in there. Oh. Yeah, it's being held together by sheer will. Yeah, that pencil is about to go kaplooey on me. momentarily. You know what? I just want to get these done. I just want to get these done so I can say I finished them tonight because that was my goal. And I'm literally and because obviously I want to send them to the fan, to the customer who ordered them, right? So of course there's that, but I wanted to get them. I wanted to do them basically in two live streams so you guys could kind of see the process in its entirety during 2 live streams. And you could go there, you could fast forward and parts that that are repetitious because Lord knows, like parts are repetitious, but I don't mind the taste. I like that. I like it. Consistency is, I need to be able to be more consistent because I'm going to be doing comics more. So I need to kind of find that consistency. And this was a great almost exercise aside from the fact that it was a great zombie portrait order. I really enjoy doing it. I'm going to kind of flatten that a little bit. It's kind of an exercise in doing the more bold line and stuff too with the brush pen. So again, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that aspect of this zombie portrait order. Oh yeah, it's coming apart. It's coming apart. So I think that's probably good there. Maybe a bit whiter up there with the white there. Yeah, I think that's good. I like that. But then there's this whiteout pen again. Add those little highlights. That's a highlight. That's a pretty hot highlight there. So adding that in, and in the cheek here, again, pretty hot area. So adding a bit more there, and then under the eye there, pretty hot area there. Like the hot spots, like the really noticeable, bright highlight areas, So yeah, putting that in, maybe a bit more on the chin there, boo 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 there, and maybe this there. Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe a couple just in the hair, couple there, just a couple. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Yeah. Oh, the eyes. My goodness, how could I forget? Yeah, that's great, and I love that effect. It almost looks like, those eyes pop now with that highlight there. That's great. I love that. There we go. Wowee. This is super, guys. We got so much done. I'm just gonna add a couple of little. Wait, maybe I could do it. I could get away with these lines here. Yeah, and maybe a wee bit there. Yeah, I think I kind of did that. I think I kind of did that on the original art that I did for this individual years ago. That simplistic sort of style. So there we go. I think that's good. I really like that. I think that works. My goodness, did we get everything done? No. Is that true? Is it true? Did we get all of these done? Oh my goodness, we did. We did, didn't we? Didn't we? I'm just going to put the wee bittest little, oh man, just a wee bit of like facial hair, but not like kind of, could be taken for that, but it's like, because he's got like stubble, but I don't want to like, put that in there. I think just indicating a couple of things here and there, great. But yeah, like he's got like a lot of dark, like because of stubble, right? But not here. But again, if I put that in there, I think it would kind of take away too much. So wow, we got all these done. Is that true? No. What? No, there's got to be something on this one. No. No. Wow. That one's. They fly off the page. Yeah. Wow. These are really great. I really like how these turned out. And that kind of concludes tonight's episode of Drawing Zombies in the Studio with Rob Cicetto. Hi. Yeah, look at what we did tonight. Look at all we got done tonight, guys. Holy mackerel. That's a phrase, right? That's a term. That's a thing, right? Look at that. Five new zombie portraits. Wow. 5 new zombie portraits. Completed. How can I'm going to go higher? No, I'm going to go this way. There. Why is this infernal device doing this? Okay, there. Oh my goodness, for real? Why? Okay. I'm going to get it higher here and there. Okay, there we go. That's all we got done. We got done all of these zombie portraits tonight. Isn't that crazy? 5 new zombie portraits. We started last episode and we're finished this episode. So yeah, check that out, guys. If you want to do zombie portraits, man, there's your little template. There's your template. I've basically created 5 very simplistic, bold zombie portraits in 2 live streams, man. So yes, please check that out in its entirety if you want to learn how to do some zombie portraiting of your own. We'll see if there's anyone in the chat for the last little bit. Okay, good. All right. So I am going to call it an evening because, hey, I got 5 zombie portraits. Hey, I got 5 zombie portraits done tonight. So that's awesome. They will be scanned and the JPEG will be sent to the fan who ordered them. I will then mail them the physical copies, the actual painted copies to that individual probably Wednesday. So yeah, they are done. There's just a couple little things to do on them. Like I'm going to erase like these pencil lines and things, but like they're theoretically, they're done. I just noticed like, oh, okay, there's a little hole, there's a little thing there and there. I have to look at them and just do one little last pass. But again, for all intents and purposes, they're complete. So yeah, man, that done in 2 live stream sessions. And guys, if you want to see how I do zombie portraits, there it is. When we come back, I will probably end up doing some more, finishing these guys off. These were from the last. These are going to be great. These are from the last ground up zombie drawings from ground up, blank page to finished. So we're going to finish these next time too, and I hope you join me for that. We're going to be doing so much more. Of course, who knows what's even coming next? There might be some other cool things, but in the meantime, please guys subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and check out Zombie Daily. The link below in the description box below. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me. Have a great evening. Love and best wishes until next time.